Good morning. Um, I know you're saying the sweater, but it's really the whole design that's hard to do. There is nothing like if I switch this over and just say make it. It's like no matter what color I'm going with, it's nothing that's like a full picture. Um, like this piece here, even if you just look at the white, it's broken down into little bitty pieces. Even if you look at this one, it's still, you got the base, which that's normally what they have, is like a base, and then everything is layered on top. But you see these little pieces on the sides. Nothing is like a whole thing. And I'm not a SVG person. I'm learning Inkscape through a class, but they can't break down these little bitty pieces. If you go on and on and on, even like I said, when I tried to put that sweater together, I don't even know if it would cut properly in the Cricut, because it's nothing that's like, I guess I would say defined, or nothing that's, even with the details, everything is broken down. If you look here, when you get to the browns or the burgundies, everything has these other little itty bitty pieces. So it's impossible to kind of do a SVG or a cut with it, even if it's not the sweater. These are some of the browns, the skin tone. Normally that whole piece would be one piece. I mean, if I go through this whole thing, it's little bitty pieces, even down to the earrings, the three little earring pieces. Continue to go down. It's nothing. Everything is like a few little pieces that would be impossible to put together to even join something to make a design. I'm not sure how this was put together, but it's like a real difficult design. I actually have never seen one that was this. I've seen some that had a zillion cuts, but nothing to this extreme where it's looked like it's about 1,000 pieces that's broken down that you want me to put together to make a shirt. And it can't even really be done. And like I said, I'm in a class now learning how to do SVGs, and I know that they join them, but most of them that you do doesn't be this broken down. Even if I go to your face, it's difficult to even, because I would think that face, the arm, because they're all the same color, that it would be joined together. See, I have to even get to these pieces just to even get to the face part, because when you click on it, it just clicks on the whole thing. A lot of times when I'm doing shirts and SVGs, I can take it and click on a certain color, and that color is gonna come up, but it's not. It won't even do that breakdown. I'm still trying to get to the color, just to say to the brown. Okay, just say the face. If I take that out, that's just the hand alone. See, normally all these pieces, when are put together in one and they're joined together, and not that we have to go in and piece every single one of those pieces together. I don't know. It's real difficult to do this because of how the SVG was made. Even with the head wrap, it's not even in one piece. See how that went up inside of there. So normally when there's a SVG, and especially if you're cutting it, Cricut has to be familiar with those lines, but you got a whole bunch of lines to get to even before you can take it or break it down, because it took me forever just to break down the picture that I sent you. So it's hard to put it into an SVG form even by the colors, because I would have to sit here and literally pick out every single line or every single dot, when I thought that most of the time if I had to do an SVG, the bottom part that's black up under there, it would just be one color. Her shirt would just be one color. The top part would be the part that would have the cuts in it. But most people, when they break it down where you can do those colors and they'll grab all together, even if it's more detailed or what. But most of them I've done are doing like that. Like I said, and I'm learning the SVGs, and I know what happens in the Inkscape. They're teaching us to, once we get those colors or the same as the colors, it combines those together so that when I cut it, it's cutting the whole shirt, or that one piece up under that's a whole different color. Then it's cutting the burgundy all together as one piece, not as separate little bitty things. I'm gonna try to, because I mean, like I said, it's just, I don't know what to do with this one. Even if I printed it, I don't know. I mean, because it's not even the colors that I would want it to have it to even print it. I'm gonna try to go through. I like this last one I was just doing. I mean, this thing is really gorgeous, but I can't even figure it out. I can't do a cut with all those little itty bitty pieces. Just like this diva here. All right, I guess this is what I'm trying to say. See here with her person, or the color skin tone, it's all one. So if I click on this, then that skin tone goes together, but it's all connected in one. If I click on the base of her head, when it breaks down, it's all connected in one. So that's normally how the SVGs are, to make it easier for this. So even with this, even if I go into make this design, they're going to put all those pieces together, but they're not spread it all out where I have to break those pieces down. So I guess that's the part I'm trying to get to with your design. Even though it's more detailed, it's a little bit difficult to work with. So if I decide to make her, when I get over to the next page, it's only broken down to a few colors. Even with yours, it's not giving me that breakdown where, okay, these are we now know those dots on her lips. That's the base part. This is that part. And this is part. So when I tried to join yours together, it literally took me quite a few just to find all the burgundies. But even when I found it, my thing was, I'm trying to pull it together to the point where I can make that sweater on my machine and cut it. I don't even know if it would cut it, because it was so in and out, or in and out. So I don't know. It's a little different than what I've seen in any SVG that I've done. So I'm sending you this video because it's just a little difficult, and I don't know. That's why I asked you, had you ever cut the SVG before? Because it's hard to cut your SVG when it has 1,000 itty bitty pieces that are separate. Even if I combine it together, it still wouldn't. When that lady that I combined together on the second picture that I sent you, it's I don't even know if my Cricut would cut it, and then still all the burgundy wasn't there. If I did the black, some of the black might have been on there, but it was in a whole nother area. It was a little different. So yeah, so I'm just trying to see how was this done in the SVG form, or is it a different way? Even when I poured in your black and white, it's still the same, thing. Because I poured it up in the black and white as well. Because I was thinking like, well, hey, maybe if I do the black and white, I could try to break down these colors. But even with the black and white, it's still difficult to do. Yeah, even though it's less colors, when you go into breaking it down or trying to make it, it's nothing that's all one piece or one piece that's combined together that you can layer. I mean, when you're doing layering projects, you want to do one or two, four, even up to 4 or 5 colors maybe, but not into the point where they're all broken down into those little threads for a thing. And I even tried to take it into Inkscape, and it's terrible to do. Inkscape couldn't even break it down for me because it was just too, as you say, detailed. But when you're doing it, selling it as an SVG, it should not be broken down to that point where no one can make the picture. Yeah, and it's still loading. That's just because it's a zillion, and a zillion pieces. So, can you try to put it in SVG form where you can cut it as well? Because I would like to see it. I was excited about getting this because I had a lady that wanted it, and I was going to put it into the little African colors, but I can't even begin to put this into an SVG form to cut for a shirt. And it's still loading. Okay. So even with this, I love this. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So even if I took this into making it, which, like I said, all that white, it definitely should be like one piece. And then the other part, the black, should be just that one piece that cuts. It would be a lot of weeding, but that would be a different when you're cutting, because that's what SVG does. It breaks it down into less colors too, where and you can combine them, so it shouldn't be to the point where it's all these little bitty pieces. And it's still going. So even when you look here, it's still in black and white. Or it's even worse. Oh my God. I need to go to making it. So even making this is even worse. $227 cuts. That's different. And then I see my machine went into a plug-in error. It actually went into shock because that's a lot of pieces to be cut. Okay, hon. Thanks. I'm gonna send this video over to you so that you can probably see why is it still broken down into these bitty bitty parts. Because like I said, I can't even begin to do a shirt with it. All right. Thanks. Have a great day.